What's going on, party people? If you're watching the replay, welcome to the replay. Welcome to today's episode of Tin Talks. I'm your boy T. Damien Anyasi, aka the TDA from Be Better Dance Company. I'm just gonna hold on for a second. Hope some people will come in and join today. If you are watching the replay of the live, you can still comment, you can still post the things that are on your mind, your perspective, and stuff like that. If you're watching this video on another platform somewhere else, please join the discussion in the comments so we can, it's an open discussion for everybody. So I see one person's watching already. Please let me know in the comments if you consider yourself a teacher or a learner in dance. The subject matter for today is teaching and learning, the biggest challenges in teaching dance and the biggest challenges in learning dance. I know that as teachers we're always, or at least we should be, always learning. I know that as learners we still in some part of our lives have a lot of expertise we can share with others, so we're still teachers in that way. But in terms of the conversation, if you consider yourself a teacher or a learner, put it in the comments below, just so we can get a sense of the energy of the people that are here in the show. That would be great. I know one person's watching, a couple people coming through and stuff. But yeah, we're going to start the discussion in just a second. For me, it's quite an interesting subject. Tin Talks is a new kind of show that I wanted to make to just create discussion, talk, give perspective, receive perspective, and just get some nice conversations going on the digital platforms and stuff like that. Okay, I'm going to wait for a couple secs, then we're going to get it going. If you're just joining the show, please let me know where you're tuning in from, if you're a teacher or a learner, if you consider yourself a teacher or a learner in that kind of way. Okay, so while we get the conversation started, I'll talk a little bit about my personal experience. When I was a teenager, I wasn't a very good dancer. Some people still say I'm only mediocre now, but whatever, everyone's story is different, right? Anyway, so when I was a teenager, I wasn't a very good dancer, and I just wasn't very coordinated, stuff like that. I still kind of struggle a bit now with like my coordination, stuff like that. It's very interesting for me, but yeah. I was good at sports. Sports was no problem, but with dance I was a little bit strange. And then years later, when I was about 21, I joined a group. I started learning to dance then. And I don't know if it was the group, the way that dance was taught. I don't know if it was the nature of what we were learning. It was a street dance group. That's the only way I can explain it. We did routines to popular songs at the time, like Black Rob and Missy Elliott and Usher, if that gives you any idea of the kind of era that it was, right? And I don't know what it was, but dancing with this group, I started to get a feeling that, you know what, I actually can do this. And actually was starting to, enjoy the experience of dance. And I don't remember receiving any particular praise necessarily or anything special that was like, yeah, you're going to do, yeah, you're good, or yeah, you're this, yeah, you're that. But I know that at that time of my life and in the practice, the training that I was getting and the people that I was training with, it was like an incubator for my ability to express myself. It was like we would train, we do the routines, and on the breaks I'd still be training, like trying to find ways to hold my body and all of this stuff. This is before I started breaking even, but I knew kind of what it was looking like and kind of the sort of things that I wanted to try out. And I know that dancing with this group, they were called 2020, shout out to Monica, and all the people like Yan at Deja Vu. Me and Yan used to dance in the same group and stuff like that. And there were other groups that also danced there, like Image, shout out to Andrea Poria from Image and stuff like that. There's a few different, collectives used to dance at this place over in Ladbroke Grove. And I know that at this particular youth centre, it was a real incubator for artistry and stuff. And we were just doing our thing, but I know that, I don't know, it felt very special for me at the time. Fast forward, I've personally learned a few things from a few people. I've had a number of teachers in different styles. They could be like official teachers, or they could be pioneers in a style. They could be your mate who's got something that you're like, yeah, let's practice this together. Let's discover this together, you know? And that's been a great way for me to learn also. You can find education anywhere you look if you're really looking, you know? And I think especially those that consider ourselves teachers, we should be looking to further our knowledge and discover more about different kinds of dance and different ways of moving. Hold on a second, see me guys. Excuse me. Yeah, so fast forward probably maybe 5 years from when I first started dancing, I started teaching. And, beg your pardon, I started teaching. And I found that working with different people actually really, it opened a big window in my mind. I wasn't teaching before, and the story is I was going to a nightclub, and one of my friends said to me, "Oh, Dave, I want you to teach my sons how to dance." He had 2 kids, right? "I want you to teach my sons how to dance." I said, "Yeah, right, cool, no problem." And he said, like, "Why haven't you got a regular class? Like, well, you know, why don't you have a regular class?" And I said, I didn't have an answer for him. I didn't know what to say. I just didn't have a regular class. The idea of teaching dance hadn't come into my mind at the time, and that was it. To the people just coming into the broadcast or coming into the episode, please give me a comment, leave me something in the message so I know that people are actually there. Yeah, give me a shout. Let me know if you're a teacher or a learner, how you consider yourself and why you consider yourself that thing while I go on with my story. All right, so yeah, I didn't know why I didn't have a class. He just asked me. So after that, I decided to start my own class. It was a breaking class. I think it was, I can't remember, it was at some gym somewhere. It might have been at Balham, or it might have been somewhere else in South London where I'm from, I'm not sure. And I found through that experience, the idea of sharing knowledge with others who, in a certain respect, knew and understood less than me, it was very rewarding to see people get it, to see wheels turning in their mind and them understand, okay, I understand what's happening here. My body is adjusting to the requests and the requirements that it needs for me to be able to achieve this move or that move, or this way of moving, or that theory or that idea or this style or whatever, you know. And as time has gone on, I won't give a number, but I've taught a lot of people in a number of countries, in a number of styles. As some of you will know, I like a lot of different things. And when I meet a new person who's never danced before, it kind of occurs to me, okay, everybody has a different result that they want to get. Some people just want to have fun. Some people just want to get fit. Some people want to really understand the style. Some people want to impress. Some people want to learn some stuff they can use in real life. Some people just want to be told what to do. They want to learn routines, just want to be told what to do. Other people are competitive. They want to be the best at something, which is also, you know, a great motivator for many people. And, you know, I found that the more people that I teach, the more I learn about what people want to learn, the more I learn about how to share that knowledge. The needs of an 8-year-old child may be different to a 38-year-old lady, and what they want to achieve, what they want to get out of dance, you know. So I wanted to do this talk today to ask people that might be observing, even if you're watching the replay or even if you're coming in live, I wanted to do this talk today to ask how people perceive themselves and what are the challenges of learning and the challenges of teaching. As a teacher, personal challenges that I've found is not keeping things fresh, because I think I've got a lot of ideas. One of the challenges that I've found is, I don't know, I think I actually feel quite good and quite agile. I think it's important as a teacher to be agile, with the group that you're working with. If you have a school and you have the same students all the time, you kind of get a sense of what people can do and how you want to, drive them in a particular direction. But if you are in new places all the time with new audiences and stuff like that, you may come across different kinds of challenges there and then in the moment, I think one of the greatest challenges that I've found as a teacher, which I'm sure some people can sympathize with, is trying to motivate those who are able, who have talent, who have the capacity to actually do something when they may be defeatist or they may not be able to get themselves G'd up to do it. They might not have belief in what they do. And I think it's quite hard as a teacher to, there's only so far you can draw that out of a person, I think also as a teacher, I think it's difficult to gauge where you are as an educator against other educators, because when you see other people teach, you might be like, oh, that person's really good. I like this, I like that. Or that person's not quite as good as me, blah, blah, blah. But I think it's important to try and, appreciate what we do as educators and always try to improve the way that we give our message and the results that we get with the students that we teach. Yeah, I think that my greatest challenge as a learner, actually, I'm going to go back to the teaching thing in a second. My greatest challenge, I think, as a teacher was that always coming up with new ideas to share with people means that I don't feel like in the past I've trained on individual techniques deeply and thoroughly to add them to my own dance style. I think I've trained in some stuff or learned some things that are like super powerful, but then not really explored them for a long period of time, just one individual technique or one individual way, so that it becomes part of my own style. So that when it comes to me to utilize those things in a freestyle or in choreography or whatever, I may have to, not just refresh, but like revisit a form and go quite deep for a while. So I think that teaching has kind of, lessened my ability to branch out, lessen my ability to go deep into a style and deep into a way. With regards to learning, I feel like a personal challenge in learning. Now I'm much more studious than I was when I was a teenager. Everything I'm super interested in. If I'm taking a class with someone, I'm writing notes, or I'm shooting video, I'm asking questions, I'm asking for feedback. If I do like a battle or a freestyle or whatever, or some work. Now I think I'm much more studious and much more open to learning new things from different people in different ways. And it can come from any kind of place. I would say that for teachers in general, the hardest thing about learning is having a desire to learn and raise one's knowledge, learn more about our craft from different people. It's important to always be studious, I believe. Those are my personal accounts. So, what I would like, if you're watching a replay or watching this on another platform, comment below your thoughts on whether you're a teacher or a learner or both, which we're all both in some way, but just with regards to dance, and share with us your thoughts on challenges that you've had, challenges in sharing knowledge, challenges in acquiring and retaining knowledge, how you use the knowledge that you've got, and let's keep the conversation going. I see new people coming into the broadcast, but I think we've touched on some good points here today. So party people, thank you for joining me here today on Tin Talks. The conversation is open. Over to you. Have a good day, and thanks for joining.